Alright, welcome to Pints of Interest and our new style episode that we're doing. Today, what we're looking at is Sam Adams' 13th Hour. It's a dark Belgian style stout with notes of spice, coffee, chocolate, and oak. And it's part of their Barrel Room collection. So you can see it comes in this lovely bottle here. Makes a great cudgel if you want to grab it and beat the crap out of somebody in a bar fight. If you can happen to get this in a bar, that would be pretty nice. Now, with our new series of videos that we're doing, we are comparing glassware. In front of us, actually, we have 3 different glasses that we're going to be drinking this particular one out of to see which one works best, what kind of interesting flavors and notes that we get from each of these. In front of Ryan is a English-style pint. This is going to be probably our base control group, if you want, that each time we're probably going to have it just in a traditional pint. Sometimes that's what a lot of bars are going to serve.
Yeah, most people have access to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, since this is a Belgian style dark stout kind of thing, there's actually a number of different glasses that you could typically use with this. So you could essentially use a tulip. This goblet that I will be drinking from here, it's a Belgian style goblet to enhance, I guess, the Belgian side of this. And then Tom will be using a snifter. So I guess what we're going to do is go ahead and give this a taste and see you on the other side. "13th Hour" is brewed by Sam Adams. It's a Belgian strong dark ale. It costs $10.99. The ABV is 9%. The appropriate glassware for this beer is a goblet, tulip, or snifter. And this particular beer has the serving temperature on the actual bottle, so we made sure to serve it at its recommended temperature, which is 50 degrees. Well played, Sam Adams. There really is no set schedule for this one, so the availability is variable. Alright, welcome back. Well, I guess we're welcoming ourselves back here. We have Sam Adams' 13th Hour. We've all tasted it from the various glasses that we have in front of us, and we're going to go over just kind of generally our feelings about the glassware that we had and the beer itself. I think the aromas with these, we actually had a bit of a difference between the 3 glasses. Absolutely. I know with the goblet here, I kind of got just a slight bit of coffee with a little bit of a molasses raisin. And it ended up having just a slight medicinal smell to it, I think, due to some of the alcohol mixing with the raisin. Really, to me, came across as medicinal.
Whereas with the pint glass, we had more, it kind of toned down that medicinal alcohol and brought more of the sweeter vanilla oak type sense to the fore.
With the snifter, I guess a plum to me stood out over top, and then sort of plum raisin aroma. I too noticed a medicinal quality. The alcohol was underneath.
Okay, so as far as the taste is concerned here, overall this is an interesting. It's a slightly fruity Belgian. With the one that I had when I had it at the particular temperature that I had it at, it had a little bit of that kind of prickly Belgian carbonation that used to, that real kind of fizzy mouth feel with it. It had a little bit of a plum. I said date. Kind of a date taste as far as the fruit was concerned in it, and that was kind of the whole way through. It kind of has like a thin taste at the beginning. It's a little bit watery for the amount of alcohol, but as it goes through, you get a stronger fruit taste. And then for me, for the goblet, it actually ended a little bit medicinally and a little bit with a stronger alcohol, where I kind of felt a little numb on my lips and the stickiness from that molasses and the alcohol kind of coming together, so it was a little strong in that regard in its finish. Well, then the first question that I have is, out of the 3 glasses that we chose, which one do you think works best with this beer? This is tough. I mean, looking at my notes and everything, I think I actually prefer the snifter, personally.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that.
I agree. Of the 3, I enjoyed what was in the snifter.
I think it was better, it had more balance to everything, to all the notes and stuff that was in there with the carbonation and all that. I don't think it necessarily had the best aroma. Actually, I think I like that the best. But I like vanilla quite a bit, so getting that vanilla note in there was really, really nice. but it is very, very faint. So it's not like an overdone
But
thing.
I personally thought I picked it up a bit in the snifter as well. Even
You
though
did?
I
Okay.
I think I did.
All right, so I guess our recommendation then for this particular beer, if you're going to try it, is to have it in a snifter. So we're going with the snifter on this one. So what do you think about the beer overall?
The beer overall, I enjoyed quite a bit, but I like some of the fruitier stuff than these guys do. It's very pleasant, but it's sweet enough that even one whole bottle this size might be too much. It's definitely not one that you're going to say, oh, I think I could have another. It's too sweet for that. But it's pleasant while you're enjoying it.
For me, I almost have to compare this to the St. Sebastian Dark that we had.
Okay.
This is along those lines, but oddly enough, even though that's has to be the superior beer, I actually kind of like this a little bit better because it tones down. It's got that sweet, it's got the molasses, it's got those fruit notes in there, but it's toned down from some of those things. Now, Ryan mentioned that we don't particularly care for fruit beers and somewhat, but this is toned down so much that I wouldn't really even worry so much about the fruit. There are those fruit notes in there, but it's not strong. It's not syrupy fruit.
Yeah, it's not lambic or something.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. I think this is a fairly decent beer. I like it maybe a little bit less than Ryan. I'd probably put this in a try-if category for me. It just wasn't quite complex enough. But I still think it's definitely a good beer if you can find it to give it a try. We'll let Tom be the deciding vote because I think right now Ryan is a recommended and I'm a try-if.
I like it all right, but I prefer the actual more traditional Belgians, the actual Belgian Belgians. So,
What do you think for its style? The Belgian?
style
We
was-
haven't had too many Belgian strong dark ales.
no, that's true. I think the medicinal quality of the alcohol, sort of in the middle, turns me off slightly.
Okay.
I don't think it mixes or balances well enough, like say a traditional Belgian dark
Sure.
of the ones that we've had do. So that's sort of how I feel about it. So I would say try it.
All right, there you have it. It's 2-1. We're going with try-if with this one. You should try 13th Hour if you like your Belgians with a healthy dose of dark fruit, you like your beer a little bit sweet, and you don't mind that hint of medicinal alcohol taste in the finish. It's not a bad beer by any means, but it might not be your first go-to thing if you happen to find it in your Mix of Six or wherever you go to get your beers. You might want to look to something else maybe that we've talked about. But if you happen to like the Belgian style strong ales, stouts, things, whatever it is,
You like your beer dark and a little fruity?
yeah, give it a shot. You might like it. So, I guess that's it for the 13th Hour. And Pints of Interest, we say to you,
Cheers.
Cheers.